you know what it is? I think I've actually finally hit the point where I just don't care. I don't care. I don't care how I'm perceived. I don't care what people think of me. I don't care if you love me, if you hate me. It's all the same. And I'm just at a point now where I'm just like I can't live for anyone else but myself. I can't live for anything else but what it is I feel like I'm supposed to do here on this planet. And I'm just like, I've had so much repeated disappointment over the last few years that really what's happened is like, I'm kind of all tapped out of disappointment. There's nothing else that can happen in terms of like things flopping, like, because it's already happened like so many times. I've already failed so much. I'm kind of becoming numb to the shit, like the familiar sting of like disappointment and oh fuck, it didn't work again, it fucking failed again, it didn't work again, you know what I mean, like all of that stuff, like that doesn't weigh me down as much anymore. And that's how I know I'm gonna fucking make it, because it's just not gonna stop me. There's actually nothing gonna stop, like not even I can stop me at this point. Like, this is a train that is moving whether I want it to or not, and I'm just gonna choose to keep getting on it and staying with it, you know what I mean? Like, and I just want, if I ever fucking post this, if anyone ever sees this, this is your sign to not fucking give up. Don't listen to anyone else. Don't listen to anyone else. Trust that little voice inside of you. Yeah, not the one that tells you you're shit and tells you to kill yourself. Fucking ignore that one. But the one that's like, I think you could do this. That's the one you need to listen to, because it's quiet and it's a guide. It's going to continually offer you new information, and it's usually absent of any emotion. It's usually like, here's just the information, here's the information, and you can choose to listen to it or not. And I also feel like this is part of what's happening, is like I've purged out so much pent up frustration and resentment and rage, and like all of that has like fell out of me over the last year or two. And now I'm just at a point where I do feel lighter, and I feel like I know what I want, and I feel like I'm not gonna fucking stop until I get it. But either way, I'm also not gonna hinge every fucking hope of my life on this one thing happening, because like I can't do that to myself. But it's what I want more than anything else. I think I've also been wrestling with the fact that like a lot of my desires weren't really my desires. They were sort of reactions to wounds, and then when those wounds healed, my desires dissipated. Like, I feel like if you feel like at certain points in your childhood or you're growing up you didn't have any power or any control, you're going to really seek those things out as an adult. And then once you have them and you realize how empty they are, you suddenly like reject them. You don't need them in the same way. Like, I don't need to be I think I really, really fucking wanted to be famous because I felt so fucking insignificant, and I felt like I didn't matter, and I felt like, do you know what I mean? And that's not what's fueling me anymore. And I don't even really care about really people knowing me or who I am. I want people to know my art, and I want people to be affected by it. And that's really it. Like, I'd love to tour and I want to tour as well. And I think that's the thing as well, is that like I'm hitting a point where I feel like as I'm growing and maturing, I'm detaching from like I'm detaching from a lot of expectations that either people have projected onto me or that I have projected out into the world. I'm detaching from those. I'm just taking action. I'm not really thinking about it. Like, the longer that you spend thinking about taking an action, you won't do it. You won't do it. You'll just think about it forever, and you'll talk yourself out of it if you stay in it long enough. And that's what I've done, is I've sort of talked myself out of the things that I really want in my life, which is so crazy because it's like my nervous system is just trying to protect me. But yeah. Do you know what else used to really piss me off as well? When I'd see videos of people talking about, you know, well, just think about you're not where you were last year. And when I saw those videos, I was in a place where I was in the exact same position that I was the year before. And that made me just fall apart. And this is the first year where I'm really not where I was last year. Like, not even close. Or the year before that, which was hell. Like, I'm not even anywhere close to my darkest moments anymore. And it's not because anything changed. like environmentally or circumstantially. It's because like internally I've just let loads of shit go. Loads of like the behaviors that were driving my need to like constantly run away or lash out or whatever, or like ruin my own life, you know. I can feel it changing. I can feel me changing, and I can feel that I'm right on the precipice of something really fucking good. And I've realized like all of my desires were so selfish and like just rooted in wounds. That's really the best way to describe it. Like all of my desires for like, yeah, give me this, give me that, give me fame, give me praise, give me whatever. All of that was like really just a projection of my own wounds and how I felt so like I didn't matter and I had no value and I had nothing to, you know what I'm saying? And I needed to feel that sense of significance, and that significance had to come from outside. It had to come from other people. It had to come from relationships or praise and adulation. It had to come from friendships. It had to come from people on the internet. And I just no longer feel that way. I no longer feel that way. Like, I feel like my values have changed. And that's really crazy, because if you'd have looked back at 18-year-old me, who was just so arrogant and headstrong and like didn't fucking listen to anyone, just didn't care. Like, there was no way that you could have told me when I was 18 years old that I wouldn't be the biggest thing on the planet. And then like as you get into your late 20s, you're like, what the fuck? How did I even get here? How am I not? Do you know what I mean? But then it's that whole thing of like, don't compare yourself to people who had resources and support systems to help them get those things. You know what I'm saying? You may have made different choices had you had different circumstances, but the reality is you're living with a choice. The way your life looks right now, where you are right now in life, is a consequence of every choice you've made up until this point. So if you want a new life, you have to make new choices, which is so simple in theory. It's not fucking easy when you're living on a program. And that's kind of what I've been trying to do over the last however long, is just kind of unpick this program gradually by taking new action and like putting music out even when it's not perfect, and just allowing myself to like put things out that aren't finished or perfect, because it's never going to be that. It just isn't. And it's just it's an illusion that keeps you stuck, is the idea of perfection, because it allows you to remain comfortable and delaying what you want by not taking action. So it allows you to remain safe and comfortable, and that's not what we're doing this year. So if anyone else is watching this and you make music or you make art or you make anything and you're afraid to put it out there because, I don't know, you think you're going to either get ignored or people are going to hate on it or people are going to laugh at you, I'm going to tell you now, all of those things are going to happen. All of those things are going to happen, and it's going to be disappointing. But also, you'll have some people support you as well. And it will come from places you don't expect. But regardless of what happens, you have to be okay with whatever feelings come up as it happens and not let it deter you. Like, don't let failure stop you, or what you perceive to be failure stop you. Don't encounter difficulty and then give up. You might just have to change strategy. You know what I mean? And sometimes that's like, that requires like some introspection and asking yourself, all right, well, what am I doing and what do I want and where am I trying to go? And I actually think you get what you want a lot quicker when you get really specific. If you know what you want and why. The trouble is, a lot of us, we don't know what we want. I didn't. I still don't really. I know that I want my art to be out there, and I know I want to tour and play music, and I want to travel the world, and I want to meet cool people, and I want community, and I want, you know, all of those things. And so I have to align my actions with those things. And if you can coordinate your life in a way that majority, or every action ideally, but majority actions that you take are in some way advancing the probability that that thing is going to happen for you, then that's like a really good way to be, in my opinion. It's a really like, it gives you a goal. You know what I mean? It really does. It gives you a mission, I think is actually a better word. Because a goal is something that you could hit, you know, within a certain time frame. A mission is something that you pursue actively for the rest of your life. And I feel like you need to define the characteristics. No, you need to define what it is that mission is and why you have it. You know what I mean? Like, what do you want from it? Like, I think that's what I've had to do with putting out music and art, is like detach from views or appreciation or love, and just put it out there because there may be someone who loves it, and they get the chance to listen to it. You know what I mean? And I think that requires a level of self-esteem which I haven't had for years. And also there's just a very real element of it, which is that like the shit I was making back then, I wasn't good. Like, it had elements, or like there had potential in places, but it wasn't good. And like I feel like the shit that I make now is good, and the shit that I make even next year will be better. And actually what I think is really interesting is that, like, as I've become much more grounded and I'm escaping myself less, I feel like the quality of my art has improved because I'm more in touch with my emotions and I'm nearer to them than I have been in a long time. And you know what I mean? And it's just taking a lot of positive action and just continually like working on yourself, but not really the self, just improving what you can, like working on your skills. Like, that's what I'm saying. Don't ever say you're working on yourself, because what the fuck is that? What's the self? What is it? No, you're working on your skill set.